Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at a former nightclub in Burnley that was called Cats Whiskers. Obviously he was known as Ritzy as well, but many people will know it as Cats Whiskers Nightclub and also its sister club Annabella's. I also think it's fair to say that it is still missed decades on. The venue was chock-a-block every night and obviously it was popular with celebrities. Originally the Locarno Ballroom in the early 1960s, the centenary site was the place to be seen in the 70s and 80s. Outside the venue many will remember the striking signage showing a happy-looking ginger cat in a hat and a bow tie. But by 1989 the venue closed and was later transformed into the Ritzy, as I've earlier mentioned. Many regulars there will also remember numerous DJs, such as Steve Hindley and DJ Lee Simmons, please forgive me if I mispronounce it, from Cats Whiskers, Andrew Pickles and Ricky Gallimore of Annabella's, as well as the late Mike Connolly, who was manager and transformed the venue into a clubbing mecca. Former Cats Whiskers DJ Steve Hindley first went to the club in the 1970s for a teenage disco, and he became part of it around 1981. In an article for Lancashire Live, he said, "I used to go down on the Sunday and Monday nights. They used to be teenager nights, and I used to look at the DJ on the stage and I said to myself as a 13-year-old kid, that's what I want to do. When I was 18, there I was, standing at the side of him, doing exactly what he did." Cats Whiskers was the place to be. People used to travel coach loads on Friday and Saturday nights, and people would come from all over. There would be 2,000 people there on a Saturday night, and there was no place like it in the area. Steve also said they used to queue right around the corner and down the subway, and we used to have to walk past them going to work, all those people queuing up to see us. Steve himself spent nearly a decade working at Cats Whiskers and said the venue had many celebrity guest appearances through the years, from soap stars to local footballers. These including EastEnders Anita Dobson, Rick Astley, Nick Kershaw, Noel Edmonds and Simon Bates. He described it as the best job in the world. I used to say that he would have worked there for nothing. As earlier mentioned, it was split into two halves. Downstairs in the Cats Whiskers it was more party time, and upstairs in Annabella's it was more sophisticated. The stage was massive and it used to revolve. Again, Steve was quoted as saying it used to turn around ever so slow, so he'd be on one side and the next minute there would be a live band on, and then the band would do their spot and it would spin around. He said the club was an institution in Burnley and that a lot of its success was down to the work of the late Mike Connolly, who was manager there. He said, "The people I worked with, we're all still friends. For a DJ like me, it was the best place to work. We still get noticed now and you get pulled in the street even today. It was a big part of my life and nobody can ever take that away from me." Another memory comes from Andrew Pickles, originally from Nelson. He was a DJ at Annabella's from 1980 to 1984. Decades ago, clubbers would venture up 2 flights of stairs at the venue to find 3 bars, a small dance floor and a DJ stand. Andrew quoted in the Lancashire Live article, around the late 70s it used to be called the Rose Room, and it was a little separate section upstairs, much smaller, with a capacity of around 400 or 500 people, and they renovated it and renamed it and launched it as Annabella's. Cats Whiskers was large scale and Annabella's was more sort of boutique. Cats Whiskers was definitely your party place to be, whereas Annabella's was launched with a slightly different door policy, as a more sort of upmarket sophisticated establishment. However, the atmosphere was still brilliant. I would have worked there for nothing, but they did pay us. We never realised when it was going on just how good it was. He went on to say that the late Mike Connolly was the manager of Cats Whiskers and Annabella's. He came mid to late 70s and he transformed the place, and he was a guy that basically put it on the map. He was a fantastic guy to work for and the guy who was responsible for putting the tram together. He was one of the most rare personalities who knew what to do and when to do it. He did all sorts of weird and wonderful things, like getting a donkey into the club, a real-life donkey that stood at reception when you came in. On a Halloween night, they'd raid the butcher's rubbish bins and have guts and God knows what, and dress the club in costume. It's the sort of stuff that you don't see these days. Andrew said that Cats Whiskers and Annabella's meant a lot to people, and its memory still lives on today. It was chock-a-block every night and the whole scene in Burnley was bustling. Angels was the other sort of main nightclub, and they were busy as well. And you look at the pre-club venues, all the pubs and clubs would have been absolutely buzzing. People wanted a good time, and that's what we gave them. Everyone who worked there had fun, just like the patrons who were there to have fun. It was a brilliant atmosphere, and he absolutely loved it. Over the years, numerous Cat Whiskers and Annabella's reunions have taken place. To join the Cats Whiskers Annabella's Facebook group, please, I will put a link to that in the description in this video. So that concludes this video. I'm sorry if it wasn't what people were expecting. The main aim was to basically showcase the club and also put it up on the Cats Whiskers Facebook group. If I've also shared it on YouTube, then if you do remember going there, or obviously watching it on the Cats Whiskers reunion Facebook page, please do share your memories of the place. That's the real reason why I've done the video, to get everybody talking and bring back some memories. So thank you for listening, and that's it.